In today's video, we are going to be breaking down the differences between the Air Max 1 and the Air Max 90. There are definitely a lot of people out there that get these two sneakers confused, and I want to make sure that I help you understand the difference between the two and why both sneakers are so iconic and how you can't go wrong buying either one. And if you did not know by now, my name is DJ and this is the DNA Show. So like typical fashion, you know we got to talk about the history first, then we talk about styles, cuts, materials, similarities, all those fancy things. So let's get into it. Going all the way back to 1987, Tinker Hatfield designed the Air Max 1. And this shoe created a lot of controversy within the industry. Tinker Hatfield was originally an architectural design artist brought on to Nike to work on the buildings, not the sneakers. Now most people think that the Air Max 1 was the first sneaker that Nike introduced with the Air unit in it, but that is incorrect. The Tailwind was the original sneaker that came out from Nike in 1979. And even though the Tailwind created a little buzz within the industry, the regular consumer simply just didn't know that much about it because they couldn't see the Air unit. And that's where Tinker's creativity came with the Nike Air Max 1, showing the Air unit on the side of the foot. This was something that had never been seen before, and I'm telling you right now, it changed the game. So after the Air Max 1 had released in 1987, we then saw the Air Max 90 come out, which was almost like a big brother version, or more poofy version if you want to call it. That's what I always say. I feel like the Air Max 90 is a little bit more poofier than this, which we'll get into in a bit. But the Air Max 90 came out in 1990. And just like other sneakers or movies or you name it, typically you're gonna have similarities between something when you have a first version, a second version, a third version, and you see the evolution over time. And I think these two sneakers are prime examples of that. You have the OG first version, and the second version coming out behind it looks pretty similar to the OG, but it's got its own character to it. So now that you guys know a little bit of history about these sneakers, let's go ahead and break these things out, starting from the outsoles, working our way up, talking about styles, cuts, materials, and all those fancy things. So starting with the outsole, as you can see with these two side by side, they definitely look very similar just based off of the pattern and the shape and the flow of the two outsoles. Now going up to the midsole, it's gonna be the same type of thing. When it comes to the overall shape and flow of it, it is definitely similar as well, but the Air Max 90 has its own hit of character with the additional color in the middle of the midsole housing the Air unit. On the Air Max 1, you have two small grooves on the front end of the foot, and then you have two indented lines that go all the way around the midsole. Now with the Air Max 90, you have an entirely smooth midsole, and then the only indented lines, you have multiple here, again on that same kind of area housing the Air unit. Looking at the Air units, these both look visually identical, but when it comes to the actual Air unit on the sneaker, the Air Max 90's bubble is a lot bigger than the Air Max 1, which some may say creates more comfort when it comes to this sneaker, which causes people to really love the Air Max 90. But I have definitely heard multiple reviews from people saying that they like the Air Max 1 comfort and fit as well. And if you ask everybody as a whole, I think they're gonna say they like either one just because they're both comfortable, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the video, because I posted some polls on IG to see what everybody thinks about which one is fire and trash and which sneaker people actually like the most. So stick around to the end of the video to see those results. Now taking it to the upper of the shoe, there is one very important thing that you guys need to know. You gotta hit the like button because that helps the algorithm oh so much. Now, but for real though, if you look at these two uppers, you're definitely gonna see a lot of similarities when you put the two shoes side by side. For example, you got your suede nubuck type of material here on the front end with your mesh on the toe, and then the same type of material here on the eyelets going to the top of the shoe around the laces and everything like that. But again, you have your plastic vibes right here with the same lines, kind of mirroring your midsole on the Air Max 90. So I think for me, when I see the Air Max 90 or the Air Max 1, the easiest telltale between the two is always looking at that midsole and the plastic tips here on the front end of the shoe, and then just the overall bulkiness of the sneaker is a lot easier for me to tell if it's an Air Max 90 or if it's an Air Max 1. Now looking at the overall flow of the sneaker when it comes to the profile shot and the color blocking on how they play this, these are two original colorways. This is the OG white and red colorway, and this is the OG infrared colorway. So I wanted to make sure that I use these colorways in particular because obviously, yes, there's a bunch of different sneakers that have a bunch of different colorways and the color blocking patterns are slightly different based off of that. But I think these two are prime examples simply because these are replicating the OG versions. So like I was saying, looking at the side of the sneaker where the swoosh lies, as you can see, the Nike swoosh is raised a little bit higher and you can see a lot more of the swoosh compared to this one. Is kind of cut in half at the bottom end and cut off more on the top end as well, and showing yes there is a swoosh within there, but you have a big kind of mud guard side panel piece that goes along there where the black leather strip is at. And similar to the plastic infrared piece right here around the lace holes, you have the same thing with the Air Max branding right here within the black leather piece as well. So seeing that is going to be another indicator that this is definitely an Air Max 90, because this does not have that branding on the sneaker at all. The only area on the Air Max 1 that actually states Air Max is going to be on the tongue. You have a square tongue with Nike, and then it says Air Max just below that. And then when you go to the tongue on the infrared, you have a square tongue Nike with Air Max below that. Now going to the back end of the sneakers, as you can see as well, the Air Max 90 is gonna have a lot more bulkier vibe, and you're gonna have that same plastic piece on the back that match with the front and the side end of the shoe, compared to the stitched Air Max branding on the back end of the Air Max 1. Sock liners and insoles are going to be essentially the same when it comes to that, with your Nike Air branding on the insoles. So hopefully looking at those side-by-side shots and seeing the differences when it comes to the details and the overall shape and flow of the sneakers, you can see, yes, they definitely came from the same type of designer, but he gave them a different twist when it came to the 90 compared to the Air Max 1. Me personally, I have a hard time picking which one I like the most, so I took this post to IG to see what everybody else thinks about these two sneakers as well. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on IG so you can participate in the polls and see all the results here on the channel. First question was, is the Air Max 1 fire or trash? This is what they said. 83% of the people chose fire and 17% of the people chose trash, and I completely understand it. This is a very iconic model. Now the Air Max 90 on the other hand, this is definitely a very iconic model, but at the same time, it's just not the OG. The OG typically always wins, so let's see what the people think. 80% of the people chose fire and 20% of the people chose trash. This might actually be a pretty good battle, seeing which model people like the most. And as you can see right here, the Air Max 1 wins with 58%. So overall, that tells me a lot of people still like the Air Max 90, but they like the Air Max 1 just a little bit more. Me personally, I'm gonna tell you guys my results. When it comes to the toe down look, the overall feel, and just how I feel like when I'm rocking the shoe, I like the Air Max 1 because it has a lot more sleeker vibe to it. It doesn't feel too poofy, not too big, not like a SB type sneaker. When it comes to the overall ankle and the padding, it's a lot thicker on here when it comes to the tongue and when it comes to the side end of the foot. So when I'm looking at the shoe on the toe down, I definitely feel like my shoe is a lot more clunky with the Air Max 90, even when I look at the midsole and different things like that. Now don't get me wrong, I love rocking the Air Max 90. It feels really good, it looks great with the outfits, but I think the Air Max 1 just looks a little bit better. So let me know how you guys feel down below in the comment section. I hope this video was helpful. If you guys want to see any other explained videos, drop comments down below with other comparisons you would like to see. We've done Nike Dunks and SBs and Jordan 1s and Dunk Highs and different things like that. I would love to do more comparisons like this in the future. I'll see you guys in another one. All right, y'all, I'm out. Yo, if you enjoyed this video and you want to make extra money or grow your shoe collection, I want to give you a free video with my 3 tips that were the most powerful that will help you grow your sneaker collection and make an additional $1,000 to $10,000 a month. All you need to do to get this free video is click on the first link in the description or the comment that's pinned in the comment section. That'll take you to a page where you can enter your email address, and I'll make sure that I send you a video right away. And if you enjoyed this video, again, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. My name is DJ. I'm signing out. I got to go. I'm gone. Peace. Yo, if you guys made it to the end of this video, y'all are some real ones. Drop a comment down below and let me know, what was the first Jordan model that Tinker Hatfield designed? All right, y'all. I'll see you later.